Alright everybody, Earth the Hurt here with another Overwatch video. Wanted to put another quick video out today just to show you this is what you'll be greeted with the first time you log into the PTR. That's the public test region. They have released the newest hero. His name is Wrecking Ball. He is piloted by a hamster named Hammond, who's piloting a mech. Now, one thing to note about this character, per the Overwatch update, is he cannot communicate. He cannot speak English on his own, but apparently the battle mech has some basic AI in it that will be able to, send some basic messages and whatnot. So, okay, here we are. We're on the practice range. We're going to take this new hero, Wrecking Ball, through his paces. Give it some basic testing here and see what we can do. Let's test the main weapon first. Seems like the main weapon is pretty strong. I think they're trying to kind of control that with the low ammunition capacity and the slowed down reload speed. But looks like he can definitely put out some damage there. See what else we can do. Let's try the ball movement mode here. So we're rolling around. We cannot... Oh, we can jump a little bit here. Look at that. Ooh. Alright, so that's pretty cool. Let's see if we can swing here. Ooh, and there's the pile drive. Let's see if we can get some of those bots down there at the end with that move. Ooh. Alright, so it looks like it did a little bit of damage and moved him out of the way. Let's see what else this guy can do here. Knocked him out of the way and did a little bit of damage. I know that you can swing and use crowd control. Let's see if we can catch one of these guys. Ooh. Knocked that training bot halfway across the map and did damage to him. Fantastic. Alright, let's see what else he's got. The adaptive shield. It's like about a 7-second cooldown, and the more enemies that are in your proximity, the more shields you're gonna add. Finally, let's go through and test his ultimate. Let's see. There's the minefield. So there is a little bit of a delay there as they're deployed. You can see the mines. At first, the mines go down all the way to the ground, but they rise up a little bit, so there's a little bit of a delay as they're deployed. But man, these could be really useful if you're in a crowd surrounded by enemies and you deploy those. That could be devastating. So I think that's it for now. That's just a quick demonstration of his abilities, but did want to come back here and just run through them real quick. So you can see initially the main weapon, quad cannons, they seem to do pretty good damage, but I think that's going to be somewhat mitigated by that low ammunition amount and the somewhat slow reload speed. But it does look like he's going to be able to put out some pretty decent damage with his main weapon. A lot of his abilities are centered around movement. You see the grappling claw, that's going to let you swing around, damage enemies, and knock them back out of whatever area you're targeting. He's got the roll ability where he can move around a little bit quicker. It doesn't look like that ability is going to give him any crowd control advantages or anything. I don't think, in other words, the enemies are going to be knocked back if you roll into them, but it does seem to decrease his damage intake. So That should give you a little bit of damage mitigation there. We also saw the pile driver ability where he swings up into the air and slams down onto the ground. That also is going to do some damage, just a small amount of damage, but bounce those enemies up into the air. The adaptive shield we used a couple times as well. It looks like that's dependent. The amount of shields you're going to get are dependent on how many enemies are in your immediate vicinity. And again, it looked like about a 7-second cooldown, so that should last 6 or 7 seconds until those shields go away. I know that you can boost him up. It looked like a maximum up 400 health to a total of 1,000 with the shield. And then finally, his ultimate, the minefield. Again, this looks like it's going to be a pretty powerful ultimate ability, and I think it's going to be best used when you're surrounded by several enemies right in your immediate area. It does take a second for them to deploy and become armed, but it really doesn't seem like it's a significant amount of time, so I think it's going to be pretty difficult for enemy team members to get out of the way of those. But we'll see if we can get some gameplay footage captured with Wrecking Ball maybe later today. And if so, I'll have another video on that so you can see this character in action maybe later today or tomorrow. But I'm hoping that if you enjoy the content, you'll leave a like. If not, please feel free to leave some comments. Give me some constructive criticism in there. And as always, please subscribe, and I'll keep this Overwatch content coming. Thanks so much.